double file, short track style restarts. Pace cars in.
Rusty got a heck of a jump last time. Let's see what happens this time.
Be ready. Not yet. Green flag.
Ryan Newman, his teammate, kept tempo with him that time on this restart. Look at Tony Stewart. The 20 car pulls right up there behind. He looks like he's trying to slide down in front of Matt Kenseth. Still hadn't cleared him. Now he clears him, gets a good run off the middle of 1 and 2.
Yeah, Ryan did a whole lot better job that time on that restart, and Rusty didn't get quite the jump, and as you can see, he's paying for it.
Yeah, we heard him say Tony Stewart considering pitting. He had to do a heck of a sell job on me to come in up there running in the top 5 this shorter race.
Oh, yeah.
Well, how did Earnhardt used to sell you on pitting?
He'd say I'm in.
Oh, no. Trouble, man. Big trouble
At
down
least
there.
3 cars and more.
Lots of trouble
Jeff
up there.
Gordon's involved.
Just look out,
Kevin Harvick.
I couldn't tell what happened, but somebody got into the back of the 16 car and turned him.
I believe
Robbie
it was
Gordon,
Kurt
big
Busch, the
damage.
97 car.
And the first contact may have been between the Roush teammates, Busch and Biffle. Jeff Gordon torn up.
Bring back to the garage, Jeff. Bring it to the pit. Bring it to the pit.
Sterling Marlin, who transferred from the open. Biffle trying to get restarted. That's just out the exhaust pipe. Joe Nemechek.
Well, we see that all too often for Joe. That car has just been in the wrong place at the wrong time so many times this year.
That's his second car of the weekend.
Flat tire and nose damage on Gordon. Well, let's see what happens.
Let's see here. It's a 16 car, and he gets turned.
That's his teammate Kurt Busch behind him in the 97 car that gets into the back of him. He goes down and collects Jimmy Johnson in the 48, and then it just starts stacking up behind him. Look at Brian Vickers in the 25, just getting by.
Well, it looked like Michael did a good job of squeezing through there. A number of guys did, but a number of guys didn't as well.
Boy, Darrell, about every 4 years we have an all-star race like this. It's like a full moon Saturday night.
Mike, I kept saying, though, I had this feeling about tonight. I could just feel it in the air.
Watch this right here, guys. Right there just past the start-finish line. This is happening at over 180, almost 190 miles per hour.
Now, listen, that was totally uncalled for. And you can say, well, I was bump drafting, but you don't bump draft at Charlotte Motor Speedway going down into turn 1.
Schrader involved. Marlin wrecked. Robbie Gordon's car junk. Now, Jimmy Johnson was on the inside of all that, and Matt, he took a hard hit.
A lot of cosmetic damage, Mike, to that right front. A lot of guys from the Lowe's team cutting away with a Sawzall that right front fender, pieces of aluminum ready to go across the wall to try to repair the best they can that right front fender. Nick?
Gordon's car is in. It is pretty well damaged. The nose is pushed in. The side of the car is pushed in. Goal 1, put 4 fresh tires on the car so we can roll around. They're going to have to make a lot of pit stops to get this squared away. Steve?
Well, Dick, Ricky Craven, unfortunately, in the garage area. Ricky, what was the problem? What happened?
We just got sideways, and somebody was leaking a bunch of oil, and it didn't help. But listen, it was 4 or 5 of the most fun laps I've had all year. So, it ended ugly, but the car was really running. And as poorly as we've run this year, it was about coming here and getting prepared for the 600. And, of course, trying to win a race, but I'm extremely proud of the progress we made. I'm disappointed that I ended the night so quickly, but I am very encouraged by the way the Tide Monte Carlo ran.
Thanks, Ricky.
All right.
2 big crashes at the south end of the speedway. Craven in the garage from the first one. Joe Nemechek is already in the garage from this one. Charlotte is the Queen City, and one of the biggest jewels in her crown is Lowe's Motor Speedway in Concord, northeast of the city. As you look from our Quaker State aerial coverage, the speedway silent right now, but for the track cleanup trucks. NASCAR has pulled the cars to pit road, and under the rules of the All-Star event, allowed the teams to come to their pit stalls, work on the cars, and all but the first 5 took advantage of that opportunity. Here's Steve Burns.
In the garage with Greg Biffle, and Greg, I know you're a little upset. What happened?
I think the replay shows that Kurt Busch got his head up as whatever, I guess I got to take Kevin Harvick's, road, but I just don't understand you got to finish the race to
to do anything, and he wrecked us on the straightaway. I mean, not in the corner, not going in the corner, on the straightaway. I never lifted on the gas, you know. I mean, he had more motor than I did, you know, because he's higher in points. But I feel bad for these guys. A really good car. We're going to the front. I felt that we had a chance at $1 million tonight for sure. Had a good enough race car, but you got to have teammates with common sense.
Greg, how disappointing is this for you?
It's terrible disappointing, and it's worse for Roush Racing. I mean, we took out the whole field. Kurt Busch took out the whole field, and 2 really good cars had a chance at $1 million tonight. If I was Jack Roush, I don't know what I'd do.
Thank you, Greg.
What Biffle was speaking of is there is a new Ford engine, a new cylinder head design, and because only so many engines were available, they were allowed to be used by the Ford teams that were highest up in points, and that did not include Greg Biffle. That's why he felt that Kurt Busch had more engine than he did. There are the cars that are involved in the crash of the 24 that started. The Nextel All-Star Challenge, car owner Jack Roush headed back for the garage. Let's show you some replays. You saw the initial contact, and now what happens behind.
Yeah, I don't think Jack was running down there to see about the cars. I think he's probably running down there to stop the fight.
Let's let you watch and listen to these in-car views.
Spin in front of you, spin in front of you. Come on around to the caution. Holy, did you get through that, Michael? Still there. Thanks. That was a heck of a job. There was so much smoke I couldn't know. Spin. Easy. Shit, we're in.
11 cars involved as you rode through it and to it. Here's Dick Bergman.
Well, Earnhardt Jr. is not happy with his automobile. The little bit of sheet metal damage on the right rear quarter of that car, Mike, they did put it in the pits and worked on it, got it squared away. Michael Waltrip is still in the pits. They're working on the right rear quarter of his car, and right behind him, Jeff Gordon. Major work going on there, trying to pull the nose of the car out so he can get back in competition. They're going to be here for a while. Steve?
Well, Dick, Joe Nemechek had a great run and short last Saturday night in Richmond and again tonight. Joe, from the driver's seat, what happened?
I don't know. Somebody wasn't using their head, because you just don't wreck on the straightaways. I mean, and it is frustrating. We come here. This is a great race, an exciting race, but damn, you just don't wreck on the straightaways. And just unfortunate. We had pitted. We had 0 laps on this car before qualifying last night, a backup ar. Drove good in qualifying. We guessed on a race setup. I was a little bit too tight, so we decided to pit there. I don't think it would have made a difference if we didn't pit or not, but we just trying to get our car better, and all of a sudden they started wrecking. I was committed to high line, and you just can't do anything about it. You know, Sterling Marlin was up on top of my hood, and I don't know. Just people got to use their heads better than that.
All right, thanks, Joe. Good luck next week.